Hello everybody, this is Meg. I'm really excited for this video because I'm going to be talking to you all about reading packages and reading nutrition labels. So I'm going to start by telling you a little bit about the nutrition facts. And just so you know, I am looking at products that are in Canada, but so the labels may be a little bit different if you're in the States or if you're somewhere else, but it should be pretty relevant to everybody. So I've got a few things here. I've got my crunchy granola bars. And what I wanted to explore today is to see how healthy these things actually are. I also have some mixed beans. I have a cream of chicken soup. It's actually a product of the US. And then I also have a snack that I really like that I find is a great alternative to chips. Maybe you've seen these before. These are the green pea snack crisps. So I'm going to go over these and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what to look for when you're looking at ingredients and when you're going grocery shopping. So the first thing is, and kind of interesting, is that nutrition labeling became mandatory in Canada in 2007 on all prepackaged foods. Now there's certain foods that are not required to have a nutrition label, and it looks like this. This is where it has all of those numbers and things that don't really always make sense, but we're going to work through that today. Now there's certain foods that don't need it, and that is including coffee and tea, anything that's made or baked in store. So if you have like sausage or salad, you won't find it on that. And other things like fresh fruits and fresh vegetables, you won't find the nutrition values there. But by law, they do need to be on anything that's prepackaged. So the point of this is to learn about the calories and the nutrients and to be able to compare similar foods. So that way you can go to the grocery store, pick up 2 boxes of granola bars and say, okay, this one is healthier. I'm going to choose to get this one opposed to the other. So there's certain things we want more of in our diet, and I'm going to go over that in a little bit. But I'm going to tell you how to use the nutrition fact table step by step. And I'm also going to include a really great link that I found that I'm getting this information from. This is from some dietitians in Canada, and it's really a great chart. Helps you to look step by step at what you're doing. So step 1, when you go grocery shopping, or even pull out something from your cabinet if you have it right now. Step 1 is you want to look at the serving size. So you're going to find that right at the top under the nutrition facts. So it says here per 2 bars, so it's 46 grams. Now these come pre-packaged with 2. So if you go in and thinking, oh, I'll have 2 separate ones, you're actually having 4. So it's important to look at actually the serving size. Now the snack peas are interesting because a serving size for them is 1 1/3 cup, 50 grams. So if you eat the whole bag, or a whole bag of chips, let's just say, then you're going to be eating a lot more than just the calories that you think. Similar to this, if you have the beans, the nutritional facts are relevant for 1/2 cup. So that's definitely a lot more that's in here. And same here with the soup. It's 125 mils. And there's 284 mils here. So it's kind of interesting, a little bit misleading, I find, but we'll keep going. So that's number 1, is to look at the serving size, and if you have 1 cup in it, and you, let's say for instance, this says the serving size is for 1/2 cup. So if you have 3 cups that's in here, you need to multiply everything by 3 to see how many calories you're actually taking in, etc. So step number 2 is looking at the calories, and the amount of calories is based on the serving size. So if you usually have more than the serving size, your intake of calories will be higher than what's listed. And then alternatively, if you say, you know what, I'm just going to have 1 of these, or just have 1/2 of these bars, then again, you can do the math. You can deduct and see how many calories you're actually taking in. Now, step number 3 is to look at the percentage daily value. So this is percentage DV. And I'll show you right here. You can see it there, percentage DV. Sometimes it's actually written out, percentage daily value, as it is on this label here. And we want to see if the food has a little or a lot of a nutrient. So if the DV is 5% or less, then it means it has a little bit of a nutrient. If it's 15% or more, then it's a lot of a nutrient. So this is meant to be a benchmark to determine if the food is high or low in a certain nutrient. All right, so you can again compare different foods, see what you have. Something I'd recommend is next time you go grocery shopping is go to look at, compare two different cereals. And you're going to want to pull it up, see the serving size, see how many calories each cereal has, look at the percentage daily value. So is one higher in fiber, maybe one higher in fat? It's good to know all of that. And then as well, we want to look at what are the ingredients that we want more of. So I'm going to use again our mixed beans as the example. So we want to have high fiber. So this one has 7 grams of fiber per half cup. So that's pretty good. If you're having a whole cup, then that's 14 grams of fiber. We need more fiber in our diet. So that's awesome. Now it's really low in sugar, so that's good. It's only 1 gram. So if we have again our 1 cup, that would be only 2 grams of sugar. And we also want to look at the fat, especially the saturated and trans fat. Now those 2 fats we want to keep really low and avoid altogether if we can. Now this is only 1 gram of fat, 2% of the daily value, and the saturated fat is only 0.3 grams, 1% of the DV. So that's again fairly good. And then at the bottom, these are different vitamins that we really want to make sure are in as many foods as we can. So we have the vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. So if we can get those numbers up, then that's good. Now on this one, calcium's at 4%, iron is at 10%. And we know from our benchmark that 15% and higher is ideal, 5% or lower is not as ideal. So it's good to check that out. All right, let's move over to this other soup. So we've got the cream of chicken soup. Something else that I want to mention are nutrition claims. So these appear often at the top where it says no salt added, no artificial flavors or colors. So again, there's a lot of claims that are made. Sometimes your cereal will say, high in fiber, low in fat, low in sugar. So it's good to look at the labels, but then it's good to turn around and see actually what are in the ingredients. So we're going to look at that next. All right, so the ingredients, we want to look from the top down, and often what happens is what is at the very top is what there is most of in the soup or in the food that you're looking at. So I've been told if you have sugar listed as your first ingredient, that's not good. And sugar can look different. There's different names for sugar, fructose, sucrose, all of those, they are considered sugars. So it's good to know what is in your food. So for this one, we've got the soup broth. This is a cream of chicken. The first ingredient is chicken broth. Surprise, surprise. Water, chicken stock. Then we've got modified cornstarch, wheat flour, chicken fat, chicken meat, vegetable oil, and we've got milk. Now a cream, this is good to know as well, and it's always good to look at your list of ingredients if you do have any dietary restrictions. So for instance, I'm lactose intolerant. If I'm reading this label, I'm going to say, I'm not going to have this because there's cream and milk. Now, you got to look really carefully because there's other ingredients in other foods, such as I've looked at lactose-free milk that still has milk products in it, or if you're gluten-free, you double check. You really want to check those labels as well, just to make sure that it actually is gluten-free. I have a good friend who is she's very allergic to gluten, and if one of her crackers touches one that has gluten in it, she reacts. So she's really, really careful about even using the same knife. So if that's you, or if there's anything else, nuts or any other allergy, you definitely want to check the ingredients to see. Now, often at the bottom too, it'll say prepared in a facility with, soy, nuts, goes on from there. So if you are really concerned about something serious, maybe just avoid that product altogether. All right. So, so it goes on and on there. This one, let's see how much sugar is in this soup. 0 grams of sugar. That's cool. It didn't mention anything in the ingredients, so it's kind of thinking that. Now, something else to watch is our sodium, because we want to keep, a lot of our foods have extra added salt and sodium in. Now, this can of soup has 40 milligrams of sodium, so that's only 2% of the daily value, so that's not too bad. 8 grams of fat, 12%, and not surprised, it is cream of chicken soup after all. But just a reminder that this is only for half of the can. So if you do have the full can of soup, again, you have to add that in. All right, so the cream of chicken soup, that looks good. Oh, look, you could try a chicken and brown rice taco bowl. That looks good. All right, so let's look over here at my special peas. So these are baked. And actually, here's a claim right here on the back. Our first ingredient is green peas. All right, there we go. Baked, never fried. 40% less fat than regular potato chips. And then this one on the bottom you might recognize this label. It's saying that it's certified non-GMO. So yeah, so there's lots of things here. Now, going to the ingredient list, first of all, we see that there's green peas, like they say, first ingredient, green peas, canola oil, rice, salt, calcium carbonate, ascorbyl palmitrate, I'm not sure what that is, good to look it up, probably a preservative of some kind, and then it does say may contain milk and mustard. Okay, so again, you get to choose if you want to risk that or not. And then this one is cool. It actually tells us that under the DV, it says 5% or less is a little, 15% or more is a lot. So really, a lot of labels are nowadays helping you to kind of choose, is this a good decision? So, all right, so this, like I said, is for 1 1/3 cups or 50 grams. So it's not the whole bag. The bag probably goes around about to here. So there's fiber, there's 7 grams of fiber, and that's 25% of the DV. So that's good. We want to have fiber in our diet. Very low in sugar, only 1 gram. You can see that over here, 1 gram of sugar, 1% DV, the daily value. Fats, so there's 12% of the DV, 9 grams of fats. Protein, there's 9 grams of protein, that's good. Sodium, so pretty kind of high in sodium, but again, not surprised with kind of a chip alternative. 135 mgs, 6%, so actually fairly low still. And then calcium, there's 6%, iron 8%. So, you know, all in all, I would say this is a pretty healthy snack. There's not tons of extra stuff added to it. Yeah, pretty healthy, really good. It says that it has a delicious crunch, so there you go. All right, and then finally, yeah, let's see what are the ingredients in these? Okay, where is it? English and French. So these are our crunchy, these are peanut butter granola bars. They're the crunchy ones. The first ingredient is whole grain rolled oats. Okay, good. Second ingredient though, sugar and or golden sugar. And then after that, canola oil, peanut butter, golden syrup, so that's another sugar, oat bran, salt, rice flour, soy lecithin, and baking soda and natural flavor. So it does say it contains peanut and soy. All right, so a little bit of sugar. Let's see how much is actually in here. 9 grams of sugar, and that is per 2 bars. So in this one, these 2 bars come together pre-packaged. So that's kind of high, 9 grams. Protein, 5 grams. Fiber, 12%, 3 grams. Iron, 10%, calcium, 2%, not much. Fat, 16%, and it's 220 calories for the 2 bars. So that's interesting too. All right, so what I find mostly with a lot of granola bars is they're kind of higher in sugar than you'd expect. And I do like to get a protein bar, and I do sell some through Shaklee, and next time I'll have to go over those as well. Running out of time, but it's good to know. It's good to know how to read a label, and it's also good to compare. So that is a homework I'm going to give you guys, to go to the grocery store, take a few seconds, pull up, whether it's 2 granola bars, maybe it is going to you're looking at 2 different soups that you're considering, or maybe it's 2 different types of cereal if you enjoy cereal. And look at those things like I've told you. I'm going to include this link so you can really see step by step how to figure this out. But I hope this is really helpful for you guys, and that you can be a little more aware of what's going into your body, and being less surprised but be more realistic. Because I think that's the biggest thing. Sometimes we think that, well, if I have all of the chips, all of the whatever, all of the cookies, it's only 100 calories. But we don't realize the cookies are this small, and it says, you can only have 5. So it's good to be aware, and good to just broaden our knowledge in this as well. All right, thanks guys for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Thanks so much for watching this nutrition video. I hope you found it helpful, and if you've got any other questions, or if you want some more resources, please reach out. I'm here to support you guys. And as well, if you are interested in any of the Shaklee nutrition that I mentioned, or if you've got any questions at all, feel free to send me a message or send me an email, and I'll be happy to help you guys out. All right, well, that's it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.